What's up, everybody? It's Jonathan from Lone Wolf Day Trading. And today, it was crazy. I had that weird phone call from yesterday, but I did up my share size. And it didn't... It's a weird number from yesterday. Hello? I'm proud of you. Who is this? You made a better future for us. Okay, who is us? That doesn't really... Don't you get it? I'm you from the future. That's obviously why we sound the same. Oh, okay, well, I mean, we do sound exactly the same. You got in a habit of only using small share size and ended up drifting to nothing. Wow, I had no idea. I appreciate the phone call. Since you're from the future, what can you? Is there anything you can tell me? Like, hey, give me a heads up or something? Well, you know the Garage Day Trader? Obviously, I know the Garage Day Trader. You should know that. In the future, he actually goes by the name of Big Daddy Trade and Get Paid. Really? I had no idea. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Okay. All right. Well, but he does set a record of the most green days in a row by any trader. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Well, since you know that, what can you tell me so I can improve? I can make a larger channel like they have. You need to stick up for the little guy. Always be a man of the people. Okay, I can do that. I can definitely do that. I'll continue to do that. Okay, what else? What's the last? Give me one more thing. Always remember. Yeah. I think we lost him. You're still a little. Ow. Alright, we have a few minutes till market open. I'm just looking around right now. There's not really a lot of stocks that have high volume, which I like to see. Looking at AGN, it has high volume, but it's up for the day. And I don't really go for stocks that are up for the day. I like to have opportunities to short. So it does have, of course, this huge spike. And it started to drift off, but again, it is still up for the day. So I probably won't pick this one. Looking at Tesla, I mean, the volume is just very low. Of course, the last few days it has been drifting downward if you look at the daily chart up to the top. But the volume is just so low. If we did get a mass influx of buyers, I mean, it could easily, rise this because the spreads on Tesla can just be so wild. CCL, very low volume. Now, could it go up, closer to market open? Of course it could. Now, granted, we only have about 2 minutes to market open, so I don't really know how much it's going to go up. And it is down for the day. It is. But, again, there aren't a lot of options for me today, but I don't want to force anything, and that's the biggest thing. Now, I'm looking at MRIN. This is one that just had a crazy spike yesterday. I'm going to take a look at the news just to see, what was going on. So, look, 18th, 17th. Okay, so it looks like the fourth quarter revenue, it came out. That possibly could be what rocketed this yesterday. It is down for the day, but could it spike up to, exactly what it did yesterday? Yeah, of course. And that's the thing. You just have to be very careful with penny stocks because it could be red right now, but it could easily turn green. So again, just being very careful on this. So market has opened. I'm still watching this one. If the daily candle does stay low, then it could easily just drift off because basically it'd be equivalent to a pump and dump. And I wouldn't mind you writing this one down. Now it is down about 50 cents right now, so I have a 50-cent stop limit basically because I can't go off the previous day's low. It shows me nothing. All right, so the high right now is 629. Just taking a look at the charts. A lot of the volume's coming in. We have about 40,000 shares traded on this one candle. Take a look at the high, take a look at the low. So the low is a whole dollar. There could be a lot of pressure right there at the whole dollar. I'm going to put 500 shares in my montage. All right, so we just made a new low, but I would love for it to break the high at 629. Breaking the high is just going to ensure that more of the buyers are getting out. I strictly just want sellers for this. Now, hopefully, if it does keep the pattern up, just like normal pump and dumps are, then, you know, all the buyers will get out and hopefully it'll drift just lower for the rest of the day. But I can't always be sure on that. Okay, so it looks like we're getting some volume right here. That first minute candle, I mean, the volume is just wild. It's coming up. The high is currently 629. We have 625 on the ask. Okay, so it just hit the high. Okay, the high is still 629. I did see 630 pop up on the montage, so it's interesting that it didn't show that. But okay. Alright, we are getting some pressure downward. Hopefully this does break. This candle does break the low of the previous candle. Again, I have 500 shares on my montage, waiting to see if there's a break. And I just shorted 500 shares. Now, of course, I'm just watching the double top because there's the first two candles forming a double top. Means that there's a lot of resistance at that point. The sellers are definitely pushing it down. I'm putting 500 more shares on my montage. If this does break 629, it could possibly be a false break, and that's just going to show me that, hey, this thing wants to go down because look at these wicking candles. It's crazy how much momentum we're getting from the selling side, and that's what I love to see as a shorter. Okay, so we just broke the high. We have a high of 634, so okay, let's see how it reacts to this. Hopefully we get a downward push, but again, I think the bulls have taken control of this candle. If we look at the volume, it's really growing. Okay, so it looks like we have a double top forming with these new candles. Looks like oh, wow. Okay, so we just got a huge spike. I'm down about $400. 682 is the high now. I mean, it's just a huge... The spread is wild, this stock. And this, I do not like to see this because I know penny stocks, they can be relentless like this. So I'm going to put 400 on my montage. If this breaks 682, I'm getting out of the trade. There's no way I'm going to stay in this one. This stock is a red to green movement. And I'm not going to let it go green, red, and just go sideways for the rest of the day. Okay, so it looks like the stock's come down a good amount. It's touched the EMA, which kind of worries me a little bit. It's touching the EMA and it's just playing around. Now we have 650 on the bid. I just added 500 shares because look at this huge seller wall on the ask. I have a feeling that seller wall is going to keep it down. But again, I want to watch it closely because you never know with these penny stocks. Okay, so it looks like we just broke down. We have 1,000 shares. Our average cost is $625. Alright, so now we have a double bottom. The double bottom is at $629. Now I want to see, is this moving average going to hold it down? Is the VWAP going to turn into a resistance? Is it going to be a support? Also, one thing that I see right now is that with the moving average and the VWAP, they're about to cross. And normally when they cross, something occurs. So I just added 200 shares because of that. Now, could it easily go back up? Of course it could. But 629 is now the bottom for all these three candles. We have a triple bottom. Which means that either it's going to form a nice support line for the bulls, or the shorters are just going to love to break it, and there's going to be a lot of stop orders getting out that the bulls have set. So I currently have 1,200 shares. My average cost is $626. Again, hopefully the VWAP and the moving average hold it down, but it could easily spike like it did in the first and second, third, fourth candles. You know, you just want to be wary of that. Okay, perfect. So we just had a break. Our bid is now $621. But we do have this. We did have a huge spread of over 10 cents. I'm going to add pivot points to this. Alyssa within the Garage Day Traders chat room, she actually said pivot points is something that she uses for her strategy. I'm going to give it a try. I've never used it before, but it could possibly assist me. So we have a 7-cent spread. There is somewhat of a seller wall, not too big of one, but we are getting some downward momentum. Alright, so I'm taking a look at Facebook right now. Alyssa, I had mentioned earlier, she actually said that she took a trade in Facebook about the same, because we do have somewhat of the same trading style. So I want to see what she was speaking of. I'm looking at Facebook. If it breaks the high right here, I mean, that would be beautiful for a quick scalp. I'm going ahead, I put 500 shares within my montage. It just broke the high. I'm looking for confirmation it's going to continue. I just got in 500 shares. I have a 133.33 average. Just taking a quick scalp on it, waiting for it to close up on the spread. And I just got out of the trade. Okay, a little over $100. I can't complain about that. So thank you, Alyssa, for that one. I do appreciate that. All right, taking a look at MRIN, can't talk again. It looks like it's come down to the VWAP. We have a small seller wall, so if it breaks through this VWAP, the next point that I'm going to be looking at is 620. If we actually look at this whole 1 minute chart, this is an inverse cup and handle. So basically you have the cup right here, and then the handle would be where the candle is right now. Looking at Facebook, I'm glad I got out when I did. This one came up, pulled back down, and just went right back up. We're breaking through the VWAP right now. Again, I'm looking at 620 to see how it reacts there. Okay, perfect. So it actually just broke right through it. Great. Now I'm looking, I have 800 shares within my montage. I'm going to take a partial here when it gets a little lower, just because I don't like the risk in this stock, and it has moved from red to green, and I'm really not trying for it to go back into the green against me. Could it be the wrong move? Possibly. I just execute 800 shares. We have 400 shares left. Again, I'm looking for a good spot to get out. Hopefully it moves closer to the whole dollar. Okay, so we're getting somewhat, well, it's spiking back up on us. And that's the thing with these penny stocks. The bid and the ask can just be so wild. We just got out the rest of the shares there. Can't complain. Green trade. About 250 for both trades. So maybe I should have stayed in MRIN. You know, but it happens sometimes, and you can't just let it drag you down. Thank you all so much for checking out my live trading video. I gave a little bit more of a recap this morning. Hips, actually within the comments yesterday, requested that I cover my stocks and kind of give an idea of what's going through my head when I'm looking at them. The biggest things are just volume, looking at the previous day's low. You also want to look at the daily chart. I always think, hey, you may be short bias or long bias, or really however, but just think in the head of the person on the other side. You know, even though I'm primarily shorting stocks, I'm thinking, what is a bull wanting to happen? When would a bull get out? When would a bull enter? You know, you always just want to keep those in mind, because basically the stock market is just psychology. It's basically just mentally thinking of, hey, where are they going to get in? Where would people help me? That's the biggest thing. If I see, you know, hey, like we were looking at 620 to break, in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, a lot of bulls probably have a stop at 620, because if it breaks at 620, or they have it at 619, because if it breaks at 620, then it can continue to go down. And a lot of shorters are looking at that too. And I want shorters to join me, because you also have to remember, within TradeNet, I'm trading CFDs. I have no influence in the market. No one's going to see my orders. If I'm trading 5,000, 10,000 shares, no one's going to see it. So it increases the difficulty, because I really have to think, hey, where are people that actually have influence in the market? Where are they going to be entering and exiting? So it's just very important. Hips, I hope I covered that well enough for you. If I didn't, just in the comment, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to, you know, cover it even more in depth for you. So again, thank you so much for the comment. I truly do appreciate it. Alyssa, thank you so much for the Facebook trade. I wasn't really looking at Facebook, because I did see that it was going green to red. And it was just very volatile, especially on the bull side. But it was just a beautiful point. That huge wicking candle broke a high, and I just had to take the trade, because even if the trade had gone against me, in the back of my mind, I would have known, hey, it was definitely a good setup. It's something I go for. And, you know, I'm not going to win them 100% of the time. Garage Day Trader, I hope you enjoy your new nickname. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, and if that's what they call you in the future, I mean, that's what's cool with the kids. That's what's hip. I would run with it if I were you. You know, that could, I think it's pretty badass. I wish I had a nickname like that, but unfortunately I don't. So have fun. As always, and of course, this is Jonathan with Lone Wolf Day Trading, and stay green.